time videoing it.
It's really cool.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, like I said, it looks like it's never, it's like it goes on forever. It's so good.
Welcome to Windmill Valley. Can you guess what it's named for? Wonder when it ends. It has to end eventually.
You would think, yeah.
I will say the road is giving me beautiful shots to take.
And police, 0.2 miles, that's what it was telling me. It warned me of police, dude. If I can just hear it right, I have to start holding it up against my ear.
Because we're here, that's why. Well, now we're gonna find out if our toll thing works in Illinois. Just in case.
It says Easy Pass. I think that's what we have. Pretty sure that's what we just used there. I think I can go in the other lane.
I hope so.
I don't even know if I'll be able to get over at this point, though.
Plus, is it really worth the risk?
I'm pretty sure we're good.
I mean, if the cash one's gonna let us through anyway.
But why wait in line? I know we're good, because I know that's what we have is the Easy Pass.
I hope you're right.
I know it is.
I mean, I wouldn't know. It's not like I keep track of this stuff. They all gotta look this fancy, don't they?
Don't get on my ass, dickhead. I don't know where I'm going. See?
Yeah, I see.
Yo. It's nice. It's so great, Dad. Can't wait.
I mean, I just got that on video.
Really?
I got that one at least.
I'm glad we have the transponder on this car.
Yeah, apparently it's pretty useful.
Oh yeah, it is.
So does that mean it works in every state?
As long as they have Easy Pass.
Well, we've been through 3 states that have Easy Pass, right? Why wouldn't all 50 have them?
Now we need to get there because I got to pee.
I guess so. University of Chicago next right.
Get off my ass. You might be from around here, but I'm not. Stay right in the middle. Look.
Yeah, to be fair, there probably are a lot of visitors. I see it. I'm recording it. By the way, I find it funny. We never saw a "Welcome to Illinois" sign.
Just welcome to Chicago.
Yep. Because I'm so used to Kentucky. When you enter the state, it says "Welcome to Kentucky, Governor Matt Bevin."
Yeah.
Here is not only just seeing the city, or just seeing its mayor. I guess that tells you how big of a deal this city is.
Yeah. Okay, for a minute. Make sure I'm going the right way.
Look at all these signs with all the places.
That was crazy.
Wisconsin, St. Louis.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
I know. I guess we can just go this way a little bit. Should have brought a diaper.
Yeah, you're right. Really went over.
This is such a cool place to look at.
Really, you're a dick. .2 miles to the right. Star. Where the Museum of Science and Industry. I don't think that's where it is, but you know, that's just a sign saying about it, I guess.
Certainly a lot bigger than the one in Kentucky that we go through. This looks so cool on camera.
You didn't record that, did you?
I did.
Well, you might want to delete that.
I'm recording the one thing I forgot to record.
Place where we're staying. Make sure you get the inside, get the back, a little porch. In the front when we leave. I'd like a picture of the front of it.
What? You don't think that's real? Say hi.
Hi.
Ooh, what's in here? Yeah, something. There is something. I don't know if you really want to look at it, though. Well, I gotta see your room. Come on. That doesn't mean nothing. Me. I haven't really been out here, actually. And that's a humble abode. In the meantime...
I hope my phone doesn't die on me.
Hey, Grandma and Granddad, welcome to Chicago. They're here with us in spirit, Mom.
Yeah, spirit.
Man, this is such a cool place. There's so many big buildings everywhere.
Does this look, I mean,
I don't know why it wouldn't be right.
going that way?
Wait, is it that building? Or is it that building? Do you have any idea what it looks like? Because these are some pretty tall buildings.
Let's turn around and walk this way. See what it is.
I mean, you can do whatever, you know. We are now on the observation deck, fellow people.
Are you videoing?
Yeah. Why not?
Are you looking at what you're videoing?
Huh?
Just walking around with it like that and you're videoing. You're not seeing what you're videoing.
Well, I was videoing that first.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Alright, you'll get tickets. Oh, there's plenty more video to take pictures of. Give me 5 years to picture
They're
everything.
selling tickets here. Okay, so no.
Selling tickets. Well, then what's the point of having them downstairs?
I guess in case you change your mind.
Look at this! Look at this! This is so beautiful.
My toes are cramping.
Take a look at this.
I just saw a really good view of it, thank you. I had a really good view.
Uh-huh. So this is Chicago.
It's beautiful.
Can you see why there's millions of people here?
It's so cool. I think I could live in a town like this, or city.
Town.
Big city. A big city like this, I think it would handle it.
Yeah.
Want to go out and go around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, actually, real quick, let's take a look at Navy Pier again, because we never got a real good look at it, right?
Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. I understand. You want it to be enough. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not on there. Not on there. Like, right there. Take a look at it. That looks so cool. That looks
And
so
yet you
cool.
were riding with me.
I didn't mean that. I meant Navy Pier as a whole. Yeah, it looks cool. Look at all the, look at the how much water there is, and look all the way over there. There's still city lights. Oh man.
We just got to decide what time we need to get down there tomorrow.
Yeah.
how much you want to explore it before we get on our cruise.
I mean, we can figure that out before we...
I might want to have dinner down there.
Okay. Well, the
You don't
one...
mind sitting and having dinner with me, you know?
Yeah, as long as I'm already fed and not eating.
We'll go somewhere scenic.
Yeah.
Somewhere you're not going to be bored. Alright, you ready to go on the other side?
Yeah, yeah. We got lots to look at, don't we?
Trying to decide if I want to be here.
Do you?
Probably should. I don't think I will. I got rid of that headache. You know?
Where you are.
Maybe we can try to take a selfie over here and see how it turns out.
Yeah. Yeah, but first I gotta video some of this too. Now that is a whole lot of Chicago. Huh? Where? I can't. There's way too many things.
Right there, that open stadium.
I can't.
Right there. And I'm gonna kind of outline my gray.
उधर ही उधर हाँ इधर परफेक्ट फोटो कॅमेरा नाही आहे फोटो कॅमेरा फोटो काढायला फोटो कोण काढेल सोमा ते बघ काय
train that one. You see it? Belmont.
This is Belmont. Transfer to Red Line trains at Belmont.
This is the second stop.
This is a Brown Line train to the Loop. Doors closing. Wilmington is next. Doors open on the right at Wellington. Please familiarize yourself with the train communication and evacuation procedures posted in each car.
When it makes the turns. It's like gonna fall out of the seat.
We have stuff to hold on to if necessary. Third stop. Remember, it's 13.
This
I
is
don't have to worry
Wellington.
about it.
This is a Brown Line train to the Loop. Doors closing. Diversey is next. Doors open on the right at Diversey. Smoking, littering, and eating are prohibited on CTA vehicles.
Well, you ready to explore?
Alright, where are we going? Scottish.
Oh, let's just walk here. Why don't we? I'm sure we'll find them. Hey, since we're hot, why don't we get a little wet? Now we're recording. Where you want to go? Walk a little bit. I'd really like to go over there.
Whichever way you want to walk, I'll follow you.
Yeah.
just taking us up to the Art Institute, isn't it?
I'm sure we can go through the institute somewhere else in the park, right?
I don't know.
I mean, if not, then we're stuck here.
We'll go in and see if I can find the bathroom.
Yeah, I probably need to use it too.
There might be, there's so many different places. They're probably all spread out. We're going to have to figure out where everything is. See if we can find a map or something.
They have to have some map, right?
But I don't want to have to pay to get in here. You understand?
If I hope we don't have to. That'd be silly. Look at all the buildings too.
There's that woman.
Really cool. I guess you want to go near it?
Sure.
Let's go.
एक इधर लूँगा बिल्कुल सेंटर में आएगा मस्त
Skylight in the beam right there. Yeah, that looks cool, doesn't it? Take a picture of us and house.
Where are we?
Right there. You can get closer. You can get closer.
Yeah, it is.
Did you get it?
No, I'm good videoing.
Okay. So you don't want to get pictures?
Nah.
Okay. Are in there?
Sure. If we can.
Well, I'm probably not, because I came in the park right out of Michigan.
We're going back to our place, come back down this way later. Oh well. You got to eat something.
Yeah. Plus, I'm sure we'll want to chill for a minute after we're done
Oh, you better believe it, I'm worried. Oh, you're smoking.
here. Be careful.
I know. Well, I noticed I went outside and I looked up. Those people don't come out there by patio. I don't think they're being forced to reason for it. They don't smoke apparently because they weren't out there. Trust me, if they were out there, I would have heard them. Like loud ass people. That was so pretty. We're going to be on that on a boat out there later.
Yeah, I can't believe it. At night.
No.
Oh, it's still pretty beautiful during the day too.
Yeah. Well, you got to think they're an hour behind. So once we board, boarding is at 9 o'clock. We can get there 15 minutes before. So we want to get there by 8:45. So we want to get there 15 minutes before. So we want to try to get good seat or whatever. And then fireworks probably don't start till 10. You know?
Yeah.
Because I think it's an hour and a half long cruise.
My. That's long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we crossed Wall Street.
where we walked and all that good stuff.
Okay. Now we are trying to find somewhere to sit down and eat. Not having much success.
Of course, we still call it the IBM. You'll note the only texture are the I-beams that run vertically along that otherwise simplistic black box. Lovely boats tied off to the forward left-hand side at City Winery. Make sure you come down to our brand new Riverwalk. I'll tell you more about the Riverwalk, but just now, join me here again on the right. These were built by a student of Mies van der Rohe. He taught here in Chicago at what is now IIT. You'll look over your shoulder and remember what the teacher was saying. Hey kid, build this box. And the kid's like, nah fam, I'm building these. Bertrand Goldberg loved his circles. He did not like the glass box. Marina City Towers. They are poured reinforced concrete. They are 60 stories apiece. When I was a kid, perfect for shipping, we had to make it conducive for the big boats. Chicago dug this channel here straight ahead for 1.5 miles. Early 20th century. They filled in the zigzaggy, awkward south branch of the Chicago River, made it into a rail yard. Now they're ripping all that stuff out. Welcome to our room. Everyone's doing all right? You guys feeling good? Oh yeah. Information overload, Dave. Thanks a lot. No, we nerd out here. We talk about this stuff. It's fun. It's really accessible. It's all very intuitive. Whatever level of interest or understanding you've brought to the game today about Chicago, engineering, buildings, what have you, we are just going to build upon that. So it's going to be wonderful. You'll look left-hand side. Get a load of all this traffic, all these boats waiting to make their way out to Lake Michigan. And you can see beyond the clouds, way in the distance there, I believe the moon is rising up just over these boats. The air, so they did it. City officials were livid. They were embarrassed. They didn't know that existed. They closed that loophole right up. No more shenanigans. No more ballyhoo. No more nonsense. No more hijinks. Here she stands. One of a kind. Lake Point Towers. It sits on top of a 3-acre park. The park is immense. There's like a field out there for ball catch and bags. There's a grilling area. There's a pond. There's a pool. You can hike in the trees out there. It doesn't look like much from here, but it's big when you get in there. In fact, the only thing reminding you that you're in the 1930s. Because you folks are into this, I'll try to show you. It's tough at night, but you guys are into this, so why not? The front middle part is the original from the 20s. Can you see the stone above, how it's quite magnificent? I know it's like being renovated, it's kind of beat up looking, but that's Beaux Arts, indicative of the 20s. See the extremities in the top? That's the addition in the 30s. See how it's so clearly Art Deco? Yeah, y'all are with that, right? They're mashing together two styles. Now, Daniel Burnham, with his plan, he wouldn't just envision the world's biggest post office. Whoop-de-doo. He wanted to have an expressway go right through a public building. This is Congress Parkway. It becomes the Ike 290. It goes right on Trudeau Post Office. They did not build this expressway until 1954, and the building was built in the 20s with the hole in the middle, and then they waited. So this is an idea by a guy in 1906. No more folks living down here. There's that moon, friends. It's come out from beyond the clouds. Isn't that fantastic? And I particularly like that boat going by. black Tiberinus. Think about Chicago's first non-native resident, a man from Haiti, Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. Du Sable lived at Michigan Avenue from 1773 to 1800. He married a Native American princess while living here in Chicago. Yeah, the first Chicagoan, a total stud. There's a party boat over there, different than the other one, but also exactly the same. That guy thinks he's on TV, see? Throw your hands in the air and scream. Inexplicable. And we will overtake our vessel here. I believe that is the River View. This is a barge configuration. We saw a barge go by earlier, unless I'm crazy. This is the same configuration, far more attractive. The push boat, bringing along the tour. There's Rambo. I see you, Rambo. And there's Ben. Everyone thinks I'm Ben when they see me. Like, come on, man. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm not there yet. Don't mind us, Ben. We're just distracting you. So this last leg of the trip, my friends, we will head upriver, back towards Lakeshore Drive as we achieve what I call ramming speed. And we will go watch the fireworks. Should happen in 13 minutes time. Just now, I'll bring you back to one we saw earlier. Remember how amazing 77 West Wacker was? Get a load of this thing now that the night has really settled in. You can really appreciate that Greco-Romanesque influence. The building was built at 50 stories, and they chose to model it after a column to tip its hat, folks, to the neighbor. See there to the forward right, just past Dearborn? That is the Leo Burnett building from 1989. 50 stories tall, they called this. Kevin Roach and John Dinkaloo, the guys who built it, they called this a column within a column. Examine the edges, you'll see what I mean. If you wish to look over your right-hand shoulder, see how 77 and 35 Wacker, they complement each other very well, though totally different in their presentation. A lot of the boats have made their way from the city winery out to the turning basin, out to the lake for the fireworks. Those folks still chillaxing. Let's go to the right-hand side, up in the sky. Lovely view here, tying up all the materials. You'll see above the Morton Steakhouse sign a shorter tower with a little illuminated light on top of its little gold tower above. That building has real gold on it. Tough to see at night, but I want to mention it so you folks can go find it. It's on Michigan Avenue. It's the old Hard Rock Hotel. It's becoming the St. Jane Hotel in honor of Jane Addams, who was an OG philanthropist in Chicago. Go to the Hull House by UIC. She helped people who came to America get jobs and learn skills and learn languages. The building there with the little gold leaf is the Carbide and Carbon building. It's from 1929. The gold on top of it, which you can kind of see lit up, is real. 24 karat gold. In the distance, you'll see a diamond faceted apex. That's 2 Prudential from the 90s. Beyond that, you'll see a tall white boxy building. That is the Aon Center, Chicago's 3rd tallest skyscraper. Kick it to the right-hand side quickly, sorry. That is the Jewelers Building. 1926, the Jewelers Building was modeled after a 15th century Italian monastery. People love the Jewelers. I apologize for getting to it late. It's over here on Wacker and Wabash. Go see the Jewelers, 35 East Wacker Drive. Let's look over our shoulder. I'll tell you quickly. The feature on top in the middle of the Jewelers is called a Belvedere. Lower right and left-hand sides, those are called Tempiettos. Notice how amazing that building is with the 2-tone stone. And then just like that, we transition back to the Trump Tower, which we saw earlier, talked about its contextualism, referencing the buildings around it. Look at the Wrigley Building to the forward left. We go by this stuff pretty quickly earlier, I know, so I bring you back to it. The white glazed terracotta, there's 6 different shades of terracotta on the Wrigley. Make sure you walk in between the 2 towers that comprise it. It's a lovely way to enter into the 1.3 acre park beneath the Trump. And you'll remember, of course, the London House. This thing is spectacular on the site of Fort Dearborn. Now, DuSable lived over here on the other side, North Bank, where today the Tribune Tower is. Join me to the forward left, in the distance. See the flying buttresses, the upside-down L's? It'll remind you of the medieval cathedrals in Europe. That's a neo-Gothic-inspired cornice on top of a building which is so clearly Art Deco. Tribune Tower was not liked when it was built. And that's funny because it won the competition. In 1922, Robert McCormick, who owned the Tribune at that time, he had a competition. He said, who could design the most beautiful building in the world for my downtown Chicago? How do you know the Boeing headquarters is from the 1990s? Because like the 77 West Wacker building, they're throwing material at you. Notice the overwhelming configuration of the glass, stone, the steel panels. There's depth, shadows, texture. The Boeing Headquarters by Perkins and Will is special also because it's built over the railroad. You'll see the tracks shortly. See the 5 I-beams to your right that run vertically? They're quite pronounced, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That part of the building was built over switching tracks. That disallowed the engineers to install a caisson in some locations. No foundation could be installed, so they had to hang it. The truss systems above cantilever the building. Cantilever means to hang or suspend. As we clear the bridge, glance over your right-hand shoulder. See the truss systems exposed on top? They're showing you the feature that allowed them to build that building over the tracks beneath. It's a neat touch. And then just like that, you'll notice we are wedged in between 2 Art Deco buildings. Remember the Merchandise Mart with the ribbon windows, the verticality, the limestone? Let's kick it left-hand side and do this one. We call it Insill's Throne. The feller who paid for the Civic Opera building was named Samuel Insill, and he was described often as being a very kingly fellow. He built himself a big old throne, called it the Civic Opera Building. 1929, this thing opened up 1 week before the great stock market crash of that year. The first opera house in there, unfortunately, only lasted 3 years during the tumultuous times of the Depression. The Civic Opera Building is a downtown favorite, designed by the same firm that did the Wrigley and the Merchandise Mart. It was Graham, Anderson, Probst, and White. So come with me, friends. We'll climb from the Art Deco, 1920s, 1930s. Allow me please to show you again modernism. Remember the Miesian black box? This one to the right and forward right were not even done by Mies van der Rohe. And you all know that imitation is the highest form of flattery. These were done by his predecessors. It was Skidmore, Owings & Merrill, Bruce Graham, and Robert Diamante built Gateway Centers 1 and 2. And again, we're talking simplicity. Corporate boxes. If you want to think about these buildings as being a reflection of our values, our attitudes, if you're a corporation leasing office space, you darn well better get as much as possible. So we create these buildings, and then they in turn kind of define our environment. Notice how the corporate box, it kind of imposes its will on the property. Boxes do that, right? Much like a corporation might impose its will on your soul. So if you look right on this, you'll look closely here, you'll see Don Draper waving at you. And here, of course, are those trains that run beneath these buildings. When you build over the railroad, it's known as railroad air rights, which is to say that developers can only procure a property to build once they've leased the air from the railroad. Let go of me. Hey, Mr. Mayor, I got an idea for you. That's how I always approach him. He's like, who are you? Like, don't worry about it, bro. Just listen. So come back in 10 years, this neighborhood will be done. Well, come back every year and see us, but in 10 years, we can go kick it down here at the River South location. I'm going to start calling it that and see what happens. Who did Chicagoans blame this fire on? What happened that night, October 8th, 1871, 9 p.m.? Journalists get together, such as they do, and they make up a story to sell newspapers. They blamed Catherine O'Leary and her cow. Totally, right? Yeah, absolutely. They alleged she was drunk. That much is easy. She was negligent. She was milking the cow that night, October 8th, 1871, 9 p.m. That's how you do it. I don't know. From the city. The cow kicks the lantern over, catches her barn on fire, and she lacks the wherewithal to extinguish the flames. Catherine O'Leary, you know, she was a 60-year-old drunken hag who was negligent. She let the fire spread because she hates Chicago. What? She was like 30, bro. Take it easy, man. Catherine O'Leary was a hard-working, sober Irish woman. She was married to Patrick, who I'm sure was a good guy. Why would the city of Chicago blame this woman and her cow? Make up this story about her being in the barn at the middle of the night, milking it. What's that about? They blamed her because she was Irish. This was simple. Blame the Irish. This is indicative, folks, sad, but indicative of the anti-Irish sentiment that existed in Chicago at that time, so be nice to people. You'll be glad to learn, though, that in 1997, Catherine O'Leary was officially exonerated, and the cow became steak. Join me right-hand side, friends. It'll vanish for a moment, then come back. I'll continue with it. The statue on top, there in the distance. Her name is Ceres. She is the Roman goddess of grain. She pays tribute to the fact that the Chicago Board of Trade, which she stands atop, used to be a grains exchange. Today, the CBOT is the largest commodities exchange in the world. The building is arguably the most beautiful example of Art Deco in Chicago. It comes back into view in a moment, the CBOT by Halliburton and Root. But just now, to the forward, take a picture of the Willis Tower. It is now called the Willis Tower. We will go north, we will go south, we will come back out here for the fireworks. Sit back, relax, enjoy, friends. Welcome to our world. Look at this. It's fantastic. Let's kick things off over here to the forward right. Prime time real estate here. This is Riverview, you are familiar with. And as we come out here past Lakeshore Drive, we'll remember the Roosevelt Memorial Bridge. You'll see a few other boaters making their way out here to watch the fireworks. There's a lovely little Boston Whaler. I like that boat right there. That's all you need. A boat's a boat. Kayakers by the dozens. We will head out here and position ourselves for the fireworks. The Butler Brothers, Spiegel. And here are the soft sounds, the mellow tunes of the Chicago Ultraman. The L for elevated. Parts of our transit system run subterranean. For the most part, it runs above ground as it goes overhead on Wall Street. Awesome stuff. Have you all ridden the L train yet? Make sure you try it out. If you're not used to it, try the Brown Line. The Brown Line brings you around the loop. It's a nice tour of downtown. Take the Brown Line north, hop off at Sedgwick. Go hang out in Old Town. Old Town's legit. Someone over there agrees. Some guy over there. Very peaceful, very quiet. It makes the South Branch the perfect location to tell a tragic story. That tragic story, of course, friends, is the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. Destroyed everything you see on our tour and then some. Chicago was built on sin. Built out of wood. Based on alcohol and crooked politics, taverns, saloons, Skid Row, questionable characters. This was like the West, before we even settled the West. In the early 1800s, Chicago had no fireproofing. There was no zoning laws. You could show up, grease someone's palm, they call it the Chicago handshake, you build a building, you get to work, you make some money. People came for the opportunity. Workers came for the manufacturing. Laborers came to dig channels and lay railroad tracks. People aren't thinking about parks and gardens. There's no boat tours with terrible comedy. It's just, people are just making money here. It's all just dreadful. Yeah, there you go.
I love him.
Chicago is not unfamiliar with fires.
First time any human had traveled at more than 100 miles per hour, ever. The whole nation was abuzz with excitement after this remarkable feat. This is the best kind of thing we could do. I thought we could still coax some more out of this beauty. The next day, May 10th, in a billow of black smoke and a cloud of dust, a crowd of people who had come to watch us were thrilled to see us whirl through in the fastest train ever. Back in the coaches, one of our railroad men shouted, 32!
This is where the model train is, honey.
Model
train. Saw it right over there. No, it's a model L train. No, it's not just a train. I see it over
Okay,
there.
well, let's walk over. See if we can see it. That's where all the train tracks are. I mean, there's still train tracks through here, but... Ooh. And look at that. Look at that. Over there. Over there. So you can look like through the train eyes. So those things have little cameras on them. Yeah, let's walk around. reason to walk around quickly. Okay. Oh.
Pioneer Zephyr, the little train that could and did. Pioneer Zephyr was one railroad's shining response to the gloom of the Great Depression. The silver streak did more than attract passengers. Its pioneering use of modern technology sparked the transformation of American railroads from steam to diesel power within a generation. Its sleek, streamlined style influenced the design of hundreds of products. The Pioneer Zephyr was christened by the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad on April 18, 1934. It was the first of 9 shovel-nose streamlined trains built for the railroad from 1934 to 1939.
Oh, that's neat.
Smoking compartment.
Man, that's neat. Well, let's continue on this way for a little bit. for another record-breaking run is not open at this time. The sign says apparently it's right for another record-breaking run.
Every time I drove the Pioneer Zephyr, I was very excited. It was a real honor to be at the controls of such an important train. First diesel-electric streamlined passenger train in America. Not only that, but it set the world record for speed in 1934. But whenever I drove the Zephyr, let me tell you, I was downright scared. Sure, the Zephyr was a wonderful train to drive. It was fast, smooth, and a good looker, too. But you never forget that first time you sat in the engineer's seat on the Pioneer Zephyr and you looked down. Oh, the tracks were right below you. You could nearly touch them. Yep, we used to call the Zephyr's cabin a death trap. Because if you hit anything on the railroad tracks in the Pioneer Zephyr, it'd be in your lap before you knew it. Of course, back in the early days of the Pioneer Zephyr, there were a lot fewer cars out on the roads, so the train was safer to pilot then than it would be now. Still, engine crews did grumble about the Pioneer Zephyr, and that made the railroad companies change the design of locomotives that came after to keep the men up front better protected. To ask me another question, choose another button.
Do you really want to do all that?
Nah,
Okay. Do we really want to walk down that way?
I just want to look at the train. I don't know.
Anybody coming out of it, so I guess maybe not. Maybe it is closed.
Look at the railroad tracks too below it that it's sitting on.
This was the Burlington Zephyr.
So I'm like, all right, it's been a while.
When
it gets too stressful, sorry, I go buy another one.
That's neat.
Mama, I don't get it. Mama, I don't get it.
I want to see what that is when she's done with it.
Stand here and wait.
I mean, it is pretty neat.
Try something else? Try Woody.
Yep.
Look at the chalk.
Lemonade stand. Lemonade. We're gonna be walking for a few minutes.
Okay. It said 5 minutes, right?
We're gonna be walking longer than that. Can you feel up to doing that?
Yeah. I mean, once we get there, we should be able to sit, right? This isn't New York City.
Did it say enter at Newport?
No. It said Paulina Street.
Enter at West Newport Avenue.
I'm just going by what Google said.
We're just going to follow this. What happens? How about that?
Yeah, I guess. Hope it's correct.
I'll walk slower.
Yeah.
On here, I went back to this app. It says enter at West Newport Avenue. It says continue straight on West Roscoe. Well, we turned off of Roscoe. Think we need to go back the other way?
I think so.
Come on. That way?
Can you see it tracking us on there?